Dinosaur Vietnam. Well, you see, now dinosaurs, they didn't exist during Vietnam. Now
you got to go watch the movie.
Okay. Now, if you are one of those, strict Bible followers, you think that dinosaurs lived at the time of human beings, and it just didn't happen.
No.
It didn't happen.
No, I don't. I haven't seen one.
No, you haven't seen them. No.
So, well, this is not your first Comic-Con, is it?
It is my first Comic-Con.
Can't be.
I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I'm an honest guy. You look like an honest guy. I'm telling you. I've never been to a Comic-Con.
What's your first impression?
Well, my first impression, if I had some silver paint that I could put all over my body and stand naked, that would be my first impression.
Good news for you. Actually, bring out the silver paint.
It's crazy. It's wild. I mean, but it's, it's like, look, when I was a kid, I was a huge DC Comics guy. I love DC Comics. I love Superman. So I get it. I get the obsession with all of that stuff.
So in an environment like this, these are the biggest fans of these movies, these TV shows, these comics in the world, all in one place. When you walk around in an environment like that, what is the project of yours? You're here for Spinal Tap II, but what is the project of yours? People come up to you and they say, love this work.
There's different people like different things.
Yeah.
Some people like Misery, others like When Harry Met Sally, some Princess Bride. It depends. Stand By Me. They like me different things, and you never know when somebody will come up and say, I love The Sure Thing. Where did that come from? That's one of the ones people don't know so much about.
They come to you, call you Mad Max.
Yeah, Mad Max. Well, that's an interesting thing, because Mad Max, from Wolf of Wall Street, and listen, I've done so many things over the years. I was on a television show that was #1 for 5 years. All these things I've done, and people come up to me, young people, say, I loved you on New Girl, and with Zoe Deschanel, or my wife made me do this Miley Cyrus. It was Hannah Montana, because my kid at the time, Romy, she loved Miley Cyrus. We went to see the show, and they said, would you like to be in an episode? I said, I don't want to really. You be in that episode. Your daughter, she wants you. So I'm now, hey, Miley Cyrus. So I don't know. It's they
you got to
come
work
up
with
for
Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant. I love Andre the Giant. He was a great guy. Great guy.
It's very common for wrestlers to turn actors now. Back then, wrestling was pretty new.
Yeah. And look, we just lost Hulk Hogan.
I know.
Yeah.
Can you share what it was like to work with Andre back then?
He was great. I mean, he was really smart. I mean, he was a very smart guy, but I'll give you one story. He would drink, he could drink a lot because,
huge.
He was huge. One day he comes to work, I say, so Andre, what'd you do last night? He says, I went to the bar, I had a couple of drinks. I said, well, what are you drinking? He says, I had 6 bottles of wine, 3 bottles of cognac. I said, gee, you must have been drunk. He says, no, I don't get drunk. A little tipsy, but I don't get drunk.
I would be dead.
Yeah, and so one day we're shooting this thing where we had the end of the movie, which we didn't use, but it was going to be the 4 white horses with the 4 heroes on it, riding off into the distance. And the little boy, after Peter Falk leaves and says, he picks up the book and he reads it again. He sees the 4 horses with the heroes on them in the sky outside his window. And we had to shoot a thing where there was no horse that could hold Andre because he was 500 pounds, So we had to rig a thing where the cables would bring him down from the ceiling and just rest him on the horse. And that day, he had the new Beaujolais came out. He drank 20 bottles of Beaujolais that day. So 9 o'clock at night, I'm walking into Shepard Studio. They open the door of the sound stage, and it's a little misty rain, and they're lowering this 500-pound giant from the ceiling. And he goes, hello, boss, like this to me. And I'm going, what do I do for a living? What is this job I have here?
I got a hangover just listening to that.
Yeah, no. So.
All right, I have to end on Spinal Tap II real quick before I let you go to the rest of the day of interviews and panels and everything at Comic-Con. The trailer's so much fun. Mockumentary is really fun. Is there anything since the Spinal Tap, going back to it, that inspired it from our real world that you really leaned into? And
well, here's what's funny. I mean, we weren't thinking of doing a sequel. We thought, there's no way. I mean, we've done it. It's great. It was 41 years ago. But we took it out of a real place, which was the guys had not played for 15 years together. And so we created this idea that what's going on? Do they not talk to each other? They hadn't. Is there bad blood between them? And that became the basis for it. And basically, it mirrors everything that happens in the real rock and roll world. I can't tell you how many times people have come up to me and said, that's what, that was my moment. That Sting told me one time, he watches it over and over. He says, every time I watch it, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. So it does resonate in the real world. And this one too, because Paul McCartney is in there, he talks about, and Elton John, and they talk about what Spinal Tap meant to them. And so it's pretty cool.
That's unreal, man. That's so cool that you got them in there. Is it too late to throw a Coldplay joke in?
Sure. Oh, you want to go? Well, where's the Jumbotron? There's no Jumbotron.
We'll do me and you doing the pose after this. All right. Rob, absolute legend. Thank you so much for coming by Hashtag Show Studio here at Comic-Con.
Thanks.
Enjoy your first San Diego show, man.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Stay tuned to that Hashtag Show for more.